Come into the room, family, come into the room. I am the H-Town vet, and I would like to welcome you to the live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Family, as I said, you are welcome. We're going to check the sound. As you come in, let us know that you are here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being here. We're working on our sound. Give us a moment. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. I am the H-Town vet, and I'd like to welcome you to the channel, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and dependents. We're having some technical difficulties, so be patient with us. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Okay, so I think we fixed the problem. As I said, I am the H-Town vet, and I'd like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Family, thank you for being here. let us know how our sound is. Coasty was the first in the house, and we thank him for coming on in promptly and everybody else following behind. Coasty say hi, H-Town and family. Then we have Brother Charleston says, evening, H-Town and Coasty. Coasty's talking hi to Charleston, and Charleston, I guess, say the bells are either for Christmas or notifications. Hi, H-Town, evening, and family. And then we have Benny in the house says, hello, H-Town vet and chat family. Hello, Benny. Hello, Coasty. Hello, Brother Charleston. Welcome to all. MG Smith, thank you for being here. All the family joining us. Thank you. Now we're going to go ahead and get started, and we appreciate your patience. And for those of you that are new to the channel, you can chat after being subscribed for 5 days. And this is important. We use this to keep down trolling issues. So trolling is not tolerated here. We don't have problems with disagreement, but we will do that in a respectful manner. No repetitive language and time wasting activities. So thank you for your understanding, and it will be enforced. Now, we want to thank y'all for joining us, and please, if this information is informative, please subscribe, smash that like button. Now we're about to get on the topic for tonight, and thank you for being here. Let's get on topic. And the topic for tonight is it a problem with us using hero worship as a way to acknowledge veterans that have done certain distinctions that stand out? And we're going to talk about hero worship tonight. So family, in particular, what price does military propaganda and hero worship have on everyday veterans? And we want to thank Brother Charleston for coining the term hero worship. That's where I heard it from. And very, he said he got his mouth closed. I hear you, Brother Charleston, but thank you, brother. Now, family, the first thing is the problems with hero worship. The price of hero worship and the propaganda that follows is a divide and conquer tactic on everyday veterans. That's how it affects us, okay? It's used to divide us, cause confusion, and to control us. Now, I believe it to be a Trojan horse. It's brought in for we could look at the shiny thing. Look it over here. And it could also deal with the money you're getting, incentivizing. If you brag about how many medals you have and you got this high medal that other people don't have, so you deserve your benefits. You had a certain MOS. No, it's all a trick bag. Because people, when it's a division tactic, because when you're just looking out for yourself, what you can get, as my grandmother would say, then that will undermine the whole process, depending on what your position is and whose ear you are in. So it'll be like, you going in, you think, okay, I got my 100%, but now they're saying, don't you want to go back to work? And just like H-Town said, they're talking about all type of ways in Congress. They had a live today in the Senate where they were talking about getting veterans back to work. Did you hear what I'm saying? Not properly rating us, getting veterans back to work, especially as soon as they get out of the military. H-Town been telling you these things. Now, when I say divide, they want to distinguish certain veterans from us And you're going to be surprised. I'm going to show you something tonight that you may have seen, or some of you have pointed out on individuals, but I'm starting to see a pattern. But they want to separate, and they can take one veteran and make them prominent, and then make that person the spokesperson for us, or have a louder voice or microphone over us. Number 2, personal achievement. This is another way they use hero worship and propaganda to elevate certain veterans over the other one. Okay? Personal achievement. Well, we find differences between the veteran. One veteran has an Army Achievement Medal. The other one has a Good Conduct Medal, right? Oh, we focus more on behavior. So we want to show more deference to the one that has a Good Conduct Medal because they show that they can follow orders. Whatever they come up with, oh, this soldier has a Purple Heart. You can't question them because they almost gave the ultimate sacrifice, their lives. When many of us, whether we stateside or overseas, combat, non-combat, we have been in some very dangerous and risky situations just being in the military. Personal achievements. So the issue with personal achievements, the individual has their own goal, and their goal may not align with the group. Their goal may not align with veterans overall. They may be looking for their own personal motivations and target goals. And once they get there, they're not thinking about other veterans or bringing other people along with them. They want to do things that distinguish them. They're like, it's a private club. You can't come. It's just for us. Betty Bops in the house. Everybody show love to Betty Bops. 8 likes and 4 watching. Thank you so much, our sister. Y'all will not believe how the channel is growing. We're almost at, for a month, 5,000 views for a month. Help keep those views up, because they're watching not just the live streams, but all the videos in the library. So thank you. Number 3, the Benedict Arnold effect. H-Town, why you keep talking about Benedict Arnold? Because those that don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Now, I told you where Benedict Arnold fell, was injured. His femur bone was shattered, and his horse fell on top of him. Now, if he would have passed away then, he would have died an American hero, and nobody would ever know. They don't have an image of his face. All they got there is an image of his boot, the foot that got, broken. And he got, that wasn't the first time he'd been injured in that foot. He did that in another battle, dealing with the French in Quebec, and he also had an injury. Let's talk about it. It's H-Town. Hello, hope you enjoyed your week. Yes, I have. Now, family, this is the inscription on the back of the monument to where he fell, Benedict Arnold. So he must have been real significant. Here's the thing. Because you couldn't read it hardly, we have it right here. In memory of the most brilliant soldier of the Continental Army who was desperately wounded on this spot, the Sally Port of Burgundy, Great Debout, 7th October, 1777. Remember that year, 1777. Because it wasn't going to be but a few more years, a little while later, before he betrayed and fighting on the side of the British, winning for his country the decisive battle of the American Revolution, and for himself the rank of Major General. Now, for many people, that would have been a great accomplishment, but because Congress had Continental Congress or whatever they call them. They were so political. They was holding up his promotion, and they was promoting junior officers over him because they didn't like his politics, and so it's kind of a favoritism thing, and he was hot about that. Now, one thing you notice in this inscription, his name is mentioned nowhere. Benedict Arnold's name is mentioned nowhere. All they say that he was a brilliant soldier. Now, you know how it is in the military, what they tell us to make it happen. And I have to give it to Benedict Arnold. See, we have to deal with history from a true standpoint, not from what we want to hear. That's the only way we can clear up all this confusion and these people camouflaging themselves behind their medals, behind their rank, and all of these things, behind their military accomplishments. He is known. Navy, you have to thank him because he was the one that created the first naval fleet in the U.S. military. Okay? So not only was he a ground soldier, he was also a merchant, right? He was also a sailor. And he did ask George Washington, President George Washington at the time, could he put him back on ships since he was injured? But his injury was so bad, family, that they had to cut off part of his bone because he didn't want to cut his leg off. So they cut off part of the bone. So he lost by, I want to say, 1.5 feet, maybe almost 2 feet of bone. So he walked with a severe limp because he didn't want him to amputate his legs. But he was no longer able to lead troops. And he asked George Washington to put him on a ship, but he put him at West Point, which was a military installation at the time, not the school that it is today. He was also a shipping merchant before he joined the military. That's why he was able to create the Navy in the military. Here's the thing. He was also a sea smuggler. So he was smuggling different things, but they had the Boston Tea Party and different things. So he had a little criminal activity on the side. So yes, the Navy, you have Benedict Arnold to thank for the creation of the naval fleets because he was a sailor first. He said, thank you, General Arnold, for U.S. Navy. Sorry you got hurt feelings from Congress. Oh, he was very sensitive about it. He was very sensitive about that. Isn't that amazing? He could be a courageous soldier. And he did several things in the creating of let me tell you something. George Washington was a great war hero too, but he showed respect to Benedict Arnold. That's why he didn't see it coming when he betrayed him. And there was a whole bunch of kidnapping going on. They tried to kidnap Benedict Arnold once he betrayed us too. They tried to get him, but he had just slipped out in the nick of time. Yeah, they say back at you. You tried to get George Washington kidnapped, or it could have been an assassination attempt. So Navy, you have Benedict Arnold to thank for starting the naval fleet. Now, family, fair use. Family, did anybody here that was in the Navy, did you know that Benedict Arnold was key? Well, basically created the naval fleet. Who was aware of that? Yes or no? Even if you weren't in the Navy, let us know. Let us know, fam, because this is very important, because we can't rewrite history just because we don't like the players. You understand? Because y'all say, this is crazy. H-Town praising this man. He's a traitor. Well, he was a war hero too. And we have to learn, remember, some of the new people coming across as war heroes. So family, fair use. This gentleman, I would suggest you go over to his channel. The one I'm about to pull up, he's been only in existence, I don't know how long, but he don't have many subscribers. But I tell you one thing, this person did a thorough job. He did like an AI animation, and his knowledge is impeccable, and it's more coherent than your average professor who talks kind of in a rambling fashion, who may have the knowledge. So this is very important, family. We're going to cover a couple of things dealing with him, because we need this. The only way we're going to deal with these people and this Benedict Arnold effect, meaning we getting all big-eyed and doe-eyed behind these people that's putting themselves out as war heroes and all of these things. So we're going to talk about it. All right, let's see. All right, fam. Fair use, fair use. This will be for educational and informative purposes only. And let me tell you, hold on, let me do that again. This is going to be from EON Narratives. EON Narratives. And this individual, you can go to his website. I'll kind of pull it up here. Add to the page. Fair use. This is for educational and informative purposes only. And go to his channel if you want to see more. But there it is right there where his channel is and everything. His or her. Let's get to it. Let's talk about this Benedict Arnold. Let's learn more about him.
1780. A man in the full uniform of a British brigadier general stands on the deck of a warship. He watches the shoreline of the Hudson River fade, a place he once fought to liberate. Below him, the town of New London, his home state of Connecticut, is burning. And he is the one who gave the order.
Did you hear that? He's with the British now, and he's burning his hometown. His own hometown where he grew up. What's up with that? So Charleston said he didn't know. In naval history, they never told you about that. In the Army, they never, Betty Bob said they never told her in naval history. Well, in Army history, they never told us about Camp Logan, the biggest mutiny that ever took place right here in Houston, Texas, when the black soldiers, because they were getting beat and disrespected, and one of the MPs was almost killed when he was checking up on another soldier, because the racism down here in Houston in 1917 was deep. 100 soldiers lined up and the sergeant went with them, and these are war heroes from the Spanish American War and from the Philippine War. So they went downtown, got busy. You understand? We'll talk more about that in American history. I mean, Black History Month. But now this man gave the order, and yes, indeed, he was a naval commander. He knew ships. He started it. So he took his knowledge and used it against his own country. So Charleston say he didn't know this in naval history. Well, H-Town gonna teach you what you don't know here. All right? I was a history teacher, that's why. Y'all teach me stuff too. Betty Bob say she didn't know. Listen to Dogface Soldier say, much love, Vet family, and H-Town. Good content. Come on, family. Then Coach say hi to Dogface Soldier, and everybody else is saying Charleston too. Now let's get into it, family.
This man is Benedict Arnold. His name is now synonymous with the very idea of treason. To call someone a Benedict Arnold is to deliver the ultimate American insult.
Yes.
He is our nation's most infamous traitor. But this portrait is dangerously incomplete. Because before he was a traitor, Benedict Arnold was, without question, America's greatest hero. He was the man.
Now, did you hear that? I just found this video today. He said just what I said. Anybody that know anything about American history, he's the greatest American hero because without his actions, there would be no United States. Because if they would have got, man, let me tell you something. If they got Saratoga, they would have divided up where they were at in New York. And guess what would have happened? They could have fought us as a split military because they'd be right in the middle. Come on now. Now he did. Now, in order for him to be out on that battlefield, he did break. He didn't follow orders. He was told to stay in his tent. But the general over him was too cowardly to come out. He got out and went and led the troops. Now he should have been court-martialed. And one time he did get court-martialed. Did you know that? Now, Dogface Soldier say, Gade and Dougie are Benedict Arnolds for veterans. Come on, family. We're going to talk about these people that have these credentials and these medals and highly decorated people. Even if they did what they said they did, guess what? Because just because they had it, that don't mean they won't turn on the country. Let us continue, fam.
And George Washington trusted most. A general so brilliant, so fearless, that his name was spoken with awe in the Continental Army. So how does a man fall so far? How does the hero who saved the American Revolution become the man who tries to destroy it? This is not just a story of treason. It is a story of ambition, pride, resentment, and the tragic fall of a flawed hero.
Just like all of us, he's flawed. And boy, he was mad and bitter.
From the very beginning, Benedict Arnold was a man desperate for glory. Born in Connecticut, he was restless, ambitious, and deeply sensitive to any perceived slight. When the cannons fired at Lexington and Concord in 1775, Arnold saw his moment. He immediately marched his militia to Cambridge and proposed a daring plan to a skeptical Congress, the capture of Fort Ticonderoga, a massive British fortress in New York.
Now think about this. You've heard of the Battle of Lexington and Concord. They named streets after down here in Sugar Land and in Texas. Nobody else thought about doing that because that was madness. Look, it was on a steep mountain, and you'd have to bring these cannons and almost a single file line. But guess what? Benedict Arnold said he could do it. Huh? Now let's Charles say Dogface Soldier, Medal of Honor Myers had hurt feelings, so seems to be a pattern. Yeah, I don't understand. Y'all got to explain that to me. Help me here. How could somebody that was such a great military leader, and he led from the front, he didn't lead from the back. How could he be so sensitive if he could focus long enough to get his troops to where they need to go, and he didn't let his feelings get in the way? But when you get back to the rear, you become emotional? Excuse me? I don't understand that, family. Can you help me make sense of that? If he can stay focused on the battlefield when he has thousands of men under his command, and he said, I can go in there and I can get that English stronghold and I can knock it down. But do you think even with that some people are blind, as our brother M.G. Smith say, with resentment? Dogface Soldier had to laugh at that one, Charleston. Yeah. He was sensitive, okay? He was sensitive. I mean, what can you do about, can you look at the good stuff he did? He was sensitive, and that's what got him in the end, his sensitivity, yes. Why somebody with such great military knowledge would allow sensitivity to take over, I have no idea. Now listen, M.G. Smith said, resentment, that's what they feel against their fellow veterans. I can't wrap my head around it. Come on now. Now listen to this here from Dogface Soldier. We call those folks rogue personal individuals. Yes, so they might do the mission, but they're not really into following orders. Because at Saratoga, he was not supposed to go on the battlefield. He's supposed to stay in his tent. But he got up on his horse and rode out there anyway. But he won the pivotal battle. But does it matter that he won? The way that he won was by not following orders. Should he have still been reprimanded? Tell me, family. Or even take his rank taken.
He succeeded.
He succeeded.
In a stunning victory, he and Ethan Allen seized the fort, capturing the cannons that would eventually drive the British out of Boston. It was a spectacular first act.
So, not only did he seize the castle, the cannons, those English cannons were mighty. They used them to run them out of the colonies. Now, so you talking about pivotal now.
And he was just getting started. He then led a brutal, almost suicidal expedition through the frozen wilderness of Maine to invade Quebec. His men were forced to eat their own dogs, their shoes, their leather cartridge boxes. Arnold himself was badly wounded in the leg during the assault. The invasion failed, but his courage was legendary.
Now, he was a little extreme, family. Eating your boots, your dogs. Don't he know anything about supplies? He being a Navy man, he should have known that. Now listen to this, Charleston say, brilliant guys, brilliant strategy, seem sensitive egos. Yes, indeed. I think you got it. You got it all the way. And his sensitivity got the best of him.
But his masterpiece was yet to come. The year is 1777.
So he got injured. Now think about it. He got injured in his leg once before. Not as a bad injury, but before Saratoga. Now listen, and we're breaking down these so-called war heroes, this hero worship, because they worshiped. Listen to me. Even the president of the United States, who became the president, General George Washington, basically worshiped Benedict Arnold. He trusted whatever he said. Now listen. Hold on. Oh, give me a second. It wasn't supposed to do that, but give me a second. I'm going to let it play.
The Battle of Saratoga. This is the turning point of the entire war. The British have a brilliant plan to cut the colonies in two. The American commander, General Horatio Gates, is timid, content to hide in his tent. But Benedict Arnold, confined to his quarters after a dispute with Gates, hears the battle turning against the Americans. He can't stand it. Defying a direct order, he mounts his horse and gallops into the heart of the chaos.
What y'all think of that? Is that some kind of super soldier mindset? He was told by his commanding officer not to go and to stay in his tent. And of course, the general was hiding in his tent. So he wasn't a coward. But I guess there's something worse than being a coward, right? Maybe what's worse than being a coward is being a traitor. So let me see. Did I read this whole thing? I'm going to read this again. Dogface Soldier say, the thing that grinds my gear is that folks stand by their side even when the evidence is that they're not for the veterans' protections. Yes, they sit there. This man had them eating their dogs, eating leather, eating all type of things. Charles said they need a hug. Yes, yes, indeed. Let us continue, family. Let us continue.
He is a whirlwind. He rallies the broken American lines, leading them in a furious charge against the British defenses. He is everywhere, a man possessed by the spirit of battle. The Americans, inspired by his sheer audacity, break the British line.
I want you to catch what he said. That's why this young man, if that is a real voice, catch what he said. He's fascinated with battle, family. Listen. He's a career soldier.
Possessed by the spirit of battle.
Possessed by the spirit of battle. That's where he feels at home. Well, guess what? You can't fight all the time. You got to put down your firearm and plant your flag and go home. But this is where he lived. This is what he lived for.
The Americans, inspired by his sheer audacity, break the British line. At the very moment of victory, a musket ball shatters his same leg. He falls, but he has won the battle. His leg is ruined, but his actions at Saratoga convince France to enter the war on America's side. Benedict Arnold, more than any man on that field, had just saved the American Revolution.
Yes, he saved it.
He was, at this moment, the greatest hero in America. And it.
Now, let me ask you a question. The young man said he's the greatest hero in America. Even though he betrayed the country, can he still be considered the greatest hero in America? Or does his actions afterward taint that? The greatest baseball player ever was Barry Bonds, hands down. But he used hormone-enhancing drugs, so that put an asterisk next to his name. Tell me how you feel about it.
It was the last time he would ever fight for it.
So that was the last battle he ever had. He didn't know that at the time.
Victory for Arnold was poison. While he lay recovering, crippled by his wound, he expected gratitude. He expected promotion. Instead, he got insult. Congress, riddled with politics, had already passed him over for promotion 5 times, elevating junior officers with better political connections above him. They saw.
Okay, now listen. He hadn't made Major General yet, but he had been in for it before. But the politics, is it all politics? Or do they think he's some kind of rogue guy that might turn into a general that turns against the Congress and uses his military to fight against them? They could have been worried about him becoming a military dictator. Ain't nobody told you that, had he? Coasty say, I think it taints it. Okay. But Coasty, you're a sailor. You don't feel nothing about the fact that he pretty much started the ships out in sea, pretty much started the Navy. And of course, you're a sailor too. You don't feel nothing about that? Just a little bit? I ain't trying to cape for him, okay? I'll just say it.
Saw him as arrogant, impetuous, and difficult, which he was. But
he was arrogant and difficult. He didn't know how to do politics. Is it a requirement for a senior military officer to know how to handle politics? That was a problem of James Patton, General Patton. He would make off-color remarks and everything. Now listen to what Charleston say. Not Charleston, Brother Dogface Soldier. Brother Dogface Soldier says, of course, we can never forget that he had done what he had done to contribute to the United States' success. But the moment that he betrayed his oath, that sealed his downfall. Man, Whoo, y'all, man, y'all sound like the song. Okay, yeah, you did all that. But like the women say, what have you done for me lately? Oh, man. In the words of R. Kelly, you used to respect me when you were down and lost, but you used to be there for me when you were down and lost, but now you don't even respect me ever since I got laid off. Y'all heavy over here, man. But I hear and I respect what you're saying, which is the truth. But it's kind of hard for me, because I respect people that sacrifice for. Oh, there go that sacrifice word. Sacrifice over suffering. But what if those sacrifices is at the you have to sacrifice, your sacrifice causes you to disobey orders. Your sacrifice causes you to be a loose cannon. Come on, family. Now listen what y'all say. No, I think Congress was afraid of Arnold. With his enlistment becoming the first king of the U.S. Yeah, yes. He could have, because remember, even George Washington deferred to him. Are you starting to see politics and war heroes? And remember, what's going on with Benedict Arnold? This is not propaganda. He did it. Ain't nobody making up his war history. But what's scary is his state of mind. What would he done if he became the head general of the United States? Somebody a couple of years later, when he didn't get what he wanted, started pouting like a little baby, and then went on the side of the British and bombed his hometown where he was raised at. How could you do that?
He was also their best general.
Best general.
Washington, who admired Arnold, intervened and had his rank restored. But the damage...
So no good deed goes unpunished. Even though Congress did not want to give him his promotion to Major General. Now, Major General, where's that? Is that I know it's a 1-star general, which is Brigadier General. And which one is Major General? Is that one from a 4-star general? How many stars you get with a Major General? I forgot. But listen.
And had his rank restored. But the damage was done.
So even when he got what he wanted, they gave Benedict Arnold the rank that he felt he deserved. He was still unhappy. He was bitter now. He was all in his feelings. Watch these war heroes that lead with their military service. They expect something from it. They expect to be in charge of something, maybe the whole country.
The seeds of bitterness were planted. Washington, trying to accommodate Arnold's injury, made him the military governor of Philadelphia in 1778.
So he made him the military governor of Philadelphia. So he said, man, I got your back. I'm going to make sure. This is what George Washington never stabbed him in the back the way he stabbed George Washington in the back. He said, I got your back. You can't lead no troops no more, man. Your foot messed up. Your leg messed up. So I'm going to make you pretty much the governor, military governor of Philadelphia. Do you think that made him happy? Do you think that made Benedict Arnold happy? Now look at what Dogface Soldier says. I understand that being in the military and trying to move up the rank structure isn't easy, and I feel for him in that respect. But that doesn't give you the right to betray your own nation. Let me ask you a question. They didn't promote people on his level above him, other generals on his level. They promoted people that was under his leadership and give them a higher rank than him. They made them the major general before they made him a major general. He felt some kind of way. He was all in his feelings, family, but I get what you're saying. Whoa, boy, this is heavy. I ain't meaning for it to get deep like this, fam. Now, Dogface Soldier say the irony of all this is that he had George Washington having his back, and he still was ungrateful and betrayed at his nation. This sounds exactly like Gade and a Dougie, unfortunately. Woo! Family, y'all tying it in? Tell me if I'm too loud with my sound. Let me know. Yeah, y'all see why I'm going over this, right? This is why they don't want you talking about these things.
It was a disaster. Arnold was a warrior, not a politician. He found himself in a city of lukewarm patriots and ambitious rivals. He was in constant, agonizing pain from his leg. He was drowning in debt from his lavish lifestyle and his own funds he'd spent on the army, funds Congress refused to repay.
Now, this man was so committed to the military that he used his own money to buy supplies for his soldiers, ammo, and different stuff, and they wouldn't pay him back. Wouldn't you be mad too?
Then he was publicly accused of corruption and court-martialed. Though he was cleared of most charges, the humiliation was absolute. In his mind, the country he had bled for, the country he had saved, was now betraying him.
They court-martialed him, accused him of being corrupt because they didn't like him. And I ain't saying he didn't get nothing out the cookie jar, but there was no evidence. They acquitted him of most charges, so he did something wrong. But they court-martialed him. Isn't that the worst thing you can do to a soldier? Is court-martial them? Isn't that the worst thing you can do to a sailor, Marine, or airman? Is court-martial them, and then they reinstated him. But the whole time, George Washington had his back.
You cannot deny it.
And then he met Peggy. She was the beautiful, charming 20-year-old daughter of a wealthy family with strong loyalist sympathies.
Loyalists mean even though they lived in the United States, may have even been born here, they were loyal to England. They believe England should rule over the 13 colonies. But her age is a little in question. She was 18, but when did he meet her?
Arnold, in his late 30s, fell completely in love. They married. Peggy provided him with comfort, but she also connected him to a social circle that saw the British as sophisticated and the Revolution as a chaotic mess. And she was friends with a charming British officer, Major John Andre.
Remember that name, John Andre. So this man's supposed to be an American soldier, but he rubs elbows with the people that his wife is connected to, the British soldiers or officers.
The perfect storm was complete. A man crippled in body, drowning in debt, consumed by pride, and starved of the respect he felt he deserved. Benedict Arnold was ready to break.
So what is this? What did he think he deserved? What did he deserve? He was living lavishly. I mean, come on. The only time he wasn't spending money is when he was on the battlefield. Once he got off the battlefield, he was out there. Now, listen, here we go. This is second wife, fam. Now, I didn't know that about wife. Ain't that the way females? Oh, shots fired, shots fired. Yeah, she was in that ear. And he's already emotional, and he has an axe to grind.
The betrayal was not a single impulse. It was a cold, calculated plan. In 1779, Arnold began sending secret messages to the British using his new wife as an intermediary. He offered his services for a price. He wanted 20,000 pounds, an astronomical sum, and a general's commission in the British Army. But to be
Hold on, how are you going to be a general in the British Army and you still a general in the Continental Army, which would become the United States? She probably flipped him to the other side. That's what's implied. Some people say she flipped him to the other side, Benedict Arnold's wife. Some say that he was already ready to be flipped. Huh? She didn't turn him into a trick. He was already a trick.
valuable, he needed to offer more than just himself. He needed to deliver a fatal blow to the American cause. He needed to give them West Point. West Point was not a military academy yet. It was the most important fortress in America, the key to the continent. Its cannons controlled the Hudson River, and if the British held it, they would split the colonies in two, effectively ending the war.
Did you hear that? So I don't know how long that Benedict Arnold's been planning this, but it had to be for a while, because he had to ask George Washington to make him the the president over the commander over West Point. Huh? So this was a strategic move. So he wasn't dumb, family. Emotional, but very smart. I don't know how you jive the two. So if they got the Hudson River, right coming through New York, he got the pretty much the country split in half. So now they can put ships right through the middle of the Hudson River, fight on both sides, splitting up the country. No reinforcements coming to the one they weakened first.
Arnold, the war hero, pulled on his old friendship with George Washington. He lobbied for command of West Point, claiming his wounded leg made him unfit for field duty.
Oh, now all of a sudden he was accepting the fact that he was unfit for duty. But the lie detector determined that that was a lie. He wanted to be out there with the troops because he wanted to fight. If he couldn't fight on the U.S. side, he was going to fight on the side of the British.
Washington, trusting his old friend completely, gave it to him. The plan was set for September 1780.
September 17th. Now listen, 2 days before my birthday. Now listen, does George Washington, who became the first president of the United States, does he have some blame to hold here in the fact that he blindly trusted Benedict Arnold? Did he help create the monster, family? Let us know. Did he create the monster that would become just like the scientist, Dr. Frankenstein? The name of the monster was the monster in the book. It wasn't Frankenstein. Frankenstein was the creator of the monster. So did George Washington help create this monster? By always believing in what he said and giving him what he wanted. Do you feed the beast? Did he know he was feeding the beast? Is it a problem that his judgment was not clear as a leader in not seeing the signs? I'm talking about George Washington, that this man was ungrateful, that Benedict Arnold.
Arnold would hand over the fort's plans, its defenses, and the schedule of its patrols to the British spy, Major John Andre.
So Major John Andre got the plans because they didn't trust Arnold, so they had to have somebody on the ground from the British Army. Okay, so they didn't trust him. So they had somebody on the ground who would go around, but a problem happened. So he gave them the plans to West Point. He told them where to go, how to get through checkpoints and all this stuff.
He would then ensure the fort's defenses were weakened, allowing the British to sail up the Hudson and seize it. Andre.
So he gonna weaken defenses, tell the soldiers to go somewhere else while the British just ease on in with these big old ships. And remember, Britain back in the day had the largest and the strongest navy, fam.
Andre and Arnold met in secret in the dead of night. Arnold handed over the documents, but as Andre tried to return to British lines, he was captured by 3 American militiamen. They searched him, and in his boot, they found the papers.
3 common enlisted people, not the war hero. The war hero was betraying the country. 3 common militia, that just regular soldiers, or people like, you would call them almost like National Guard. They may not have been regular military. They might have just been militia people that could be added into the military when needed. They called them, and they wasn't dumb. They got the doctors. Because he spoke with a British accent. He couldn't talk. They said, hold on, what is this dude speaking with a British accent riding a horse around? And guess whose handwriting was on the documents? You got it.
The plot was exposed. The news raced to Arnold as he was sitting at breakfast, awaiting the arrival of none other than George Washington, who was coming to inspect the fort. Arnold's reaction was cold. He read the dispatch, his face unchanging. He excused himself from the table, telling his aides he had to go to the fort. Instead, he ran upstairs, told his wife Peggy to stall Washington, kissed his infant son goodbye, fled down to the river, and boarded a British ship to safety.
Now, do you think he left his family behind? Is that not a coward? I'm confused about this man now. One minute he's willing to give his life on the battlefield on several occasions, but he left his infant child and his wife. What if General Washington decided to take revenge on them? What kind of father or husband you are, man? This man is just contradictions.
When Washington arrived, he was met not by his general, but by the full, horrifying discovery of the treason. He was stunned. He reportedly said, "Arnold has betrayed us. Whom can we trust now?" Benedict Arnold got his money. He got his British uniform. He even led British troops against his own countrymen. But he never got what he truly wanted: respect. The British never fully trusted him. They saw him as a traitor, just as the Americans did. After the war, he moved to England, where he was despised, isolated, and booed in the streets. He died in London in 1801, a lonely, broken man, his name already a curse on both sides of the Atlantic. The story...
Oh boy, that's it. Hold on. Listen to this.
Broken man, his name already a curse on both sides. England, where he was despised, isolated, and booed in the streets. He died in London in 1801, a lonely, broken...
So 1801, he was gone. He was up out of here. He lived about another 20 years. Under 25 years in particular. Now, about another 25 years. M.G. Smith say, isn't this kind of sounding like he's a narcissist? Yes, they probably didn't use that term as much back then. Family, we doing this for a reason. Dogface Soldier said, these common soldiers that caught the general remind me a lot of you and the information that common to the facts that we are calling out Gade and Dougie, who are all high and mighty, but you are calling them out. See, because the problem is when you get all high and mighty, what happens? You become blind, family. They so caught up in their feelings and in the political sphere that three common soldiers caught this guy, and they had enough common sense to say, nah, this ain't right. He got on a uniform like an American soldier. He's on a horse, that's United States horse, it's from here, but he's speaking with an English accent. And he got papers from General Benedict Arnold. They say ain't right. They saved George Washington's life. Now, are those 3 enlisted members, are they respected? Now that's real loyalty right there. Those 3 enlisted members that stopped that the man that the English officer that was working with Benedict Arnold, that's a real hero right there. H-Town, we had rules of engagement even back then. Civilian women and children couldn't be double tapped. I know, but I guess they knew the gentleman's rule, the officer rule. Yeah, he didn't harm his family. They didn't do nothing to his family. But I'm just saying, man. I send my family on the ship and I stand there and take the heat. Because her parents still live there. Come on, man.
Man, his name already a curse on both sides of the Atlantic. The story of Benedict Arnold is a timeless tragedy. It's a warning about the corrosive power of pride, the danger of letting resentment curdle into hate. Was he a villain? Absolutely. His betrayal was calculated, selfish, and aimed at the heart of the country he once served. But was he just a villain? No. He was also a true hero, a brilliant and brave man who was let down by his own demons and by the very nation he helped create.
Now I want you to tell me now, fam. Which was he, in your opinion, overall, villain or hero? Which one should we pay most attention to? His heroism before he betrayed the country, or do you see him as the villain of the story? Villain ultimately is the villain, or is he the hero? Let us know, fam. Was Benedict Arnold the villain or the hero? He was the hero because he was pivotal in saving the country. At the same time, when he was with the British, he ended up losing over there when he was serving them.
Absolutely. His betrayal was calculated, selfish, and aimed at the heart of the country he once served. But was he just a villain? No. He was also a true hero, a brilliant and brave man who was let down by his own demons and by the very nation he helped create. His story forces us to ask a difficult question. How do we treat our heroes? And what happens when a hero's pride is more powerful than his patriotism?
Come on now. You got to go over to this young man's channel. You hear what I'm saying? I'm going to end up putting it in the description. What y'all think about that? Did you hear what the young man said? Listen to this again. Oh, and I'm going to read y'all. We're going to continue.
Create. His story forces us to ask a difficult question. How do we treat our heroes? And what happens when a hero's pride is more powerful than his patriotism?
What happens when a hero's pride is more powerful than his patriotism? Please let us know. Come on, fam. Give me a second here. We're going to get to that. Give me a second. I want to write that question down. I like that. Give me a second here. This is heavy. Family, what y'all thinking? What do y'all think of the video? What do you think? What you have any thoughts on it? Did you learn something that you did not know? Let us know, fam. And we're about to put the question up, and we thank you for your patience. See, H-Town gonna break it down here like nobody else can. They sitting there playing around some people, but we got serious stuff to do. We're gonna make this happen. All right. So the question is now, and we're gonna get back to that for a minute. God, hold on. Okay, family. What happens? And I want y'all to answer this question if you can. What happens when a hero's pride is stronger than his patriotism? So but his patriotism is more than anybody else's. But his pride is bigger than that. Randy Moss was the only football player that I know was one of the greatest on the field, but he didn't give 100%. Would have been known better than anybody, but he admitted that he didn't always give 100%. He's still like number 2 in all-time receptions with not giving his all. So what is to be done when somebody's pride is stronger than their patriotism? Let us know, family. This Benedict Arnold. So let's see what we got here. MG Smith said villain, one cold, prickly wipe out of all the warm fuzzies. Just a man, soldier, nothing more. Respect, respect. And everybody saying hi to JJ. We glad you here in the house. Anti-hero, very good one. I like that. And then he's saying hi to J. Oliver Charleston is. We have 15 likes and 12 watching. Thank you for being in our family. We broke it down. We're talking about the war hero and one of the greatest traitors in American history, Benedict Arnold. All right. And then I learned a lot of very interesting stuff. Family, that's what it's about. See, we learn it because we can apply this to real life. In your words, how do you think this applies to hero worship today when it comes to Lieutenant Colonel Gade, when it comes to Ryan, the Special Forces guy, Sean Ryan, when it comes to this hero worship, when it comes to people like Dakota Meyer? What do you think about how should we approach people elevating people to hero status when it comes to, after seeing this video and reflecting upon the life and downfall of Benedict Arnold? Talk to us, fam. Let us know. And family, what we're talking about tonight is what price does military propaganda and hero worship have on everyday veterans? Family, we got more to show you. We got more to teach you. We're going to tie this whole thing in. Just walk with us a little while. Can you do that? And we want to thank y'all for being here this evening. We want to thank y'all for your support. As Betty Bob said, we have 15 likes and got 12 watching. Thank you for that. Now we're going to go to that next step. Now, another thing that's a big problem with people that when they military worship, they'll get caught up on the status. You understand? Being up there will affect. They're trying to get to a certain level that separates them from us. Huh? Now listen what Jay say. When hero virtues to snuff out hero virtues to snuff out his enemy, but the Geneva Code makes them take prisoners of war. Okay, right. Don't worship heroes. First commandment, place no one above God. Real talk. They may not like it. Let's talk about it. Number 4, when people are elevated above other veterans and they're giving a different status, this is another thing that causes hero worship and separate them from us. Because it's almost like them, if they get these awards and credentials, they're winning a first place trophy. I'm different from y'all. This is what divides us, you see. Status. I'm above you because I have the Medal of Honor, 2 Purple Hearts, my MOS. Let's talk about it. Number 5, war propaganda versus horrors of war. A lot of time they romanticize war when they're trying to get people to join, like it's something so patriotic and beautiful, but it's also the ugly side, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Shout out Clint Eastwood. So when they're showing propaganda for war, they never show the ugly side. They show the enemy being defeated, humiliated, and they galvanize everybody. Just like you see We Can Do It. That's a flyer for when a lot of the women start working during World War II, showing their support for the country. But there's 2 sides to this game. The ugly side, the everyday soldier, the depression, the PTSD, the tinnitus, all that. Then the problem is with this hero worship and this war propaganda, because now we don't have wars, family. Think about it. So now we don't have wars. They're elevating individuals to substitute for battles. Okay? They're using individual soldiers as to worship, to keep our mind. And guess what it does? It put a target on all our back. Okay? Come on, fam. Whenever they start the price of hero worship and a military propaganda on the average everyday veteran it put a target on our back. Fam, y'all better listen to me. Come on now. Because that's what's happening now. A target's being put on our back. You understand? And we didn't ask for this. Give us our space. That's unwanted attention that we don't want, that they live for because they keep themselves in the limelight. We're trying to lift each other up, huh? Now listen what our sister Betty Bob say. Think some think he is Jerome for being a blowing whistle. Okay. No other countries don't want to assault Snowden. Yes. So you think Benedict Arnold being a snitch was a problem too? He was actually giving up intel from the United States. But one thing I don't like, we don't like about this hero worship thing, right? It draws unwanted attention on all veterans. When they draw attention to themselves for their personal aspirations, they draw attention to us and they tend to flip on us. And we're going to explain why here in a minute. Come on, fam. That doggone hero worship. You better watch it. Those of you that don't know Snowden, I think it's Eric Snowden. He was a soldier he was at work, and he was a low-ranking soldier, but he stole secrets from the U.S. government about different things and went over to other countries and given them the information. I don't know if he was ever captured. Number 7. Okay. Number 7. What is the price? What price does military propaganda and hero worship have on everyday veterans? Well, the 7th thing, it causes bullying, because they want to take these. So look how tough they are. What you mean you're not going to join the military? They had a Medal of Honor winner back in the 60s or early 70s denigrating Muhammad Ali for not joining the military, talking about his patriotic. Now, this is during the height of the Vietnam War. Now, he was a Medal of Honor winner and talking about how unpatriotic that Muhammad Ali was, and you should serve your country no matter what. And black people been serving this country forever. We had no problem with them not agreeing with that. In my opinion, from our people. I remember Snowden. H-Town, there is a first part to it. Okay. Tell me what the first part is. I don't know what you're saying. Let me know. Okay, now, number 7 is they would use, with this hero worship, they put other veterans down. This is further alienating us. Call us sick bay commando, sick call ranger, sick call Sally. Why can't you be more like these war heroes? That war heroes don't have injuries. Well, guess who had one? Benedict Arnold, and he should have understood his limitations, but he didn't want to. He wanted to lash out. Then we got, even the military, I call it the sick call police. When they're sitting there and telling you, no, you don't need to go to sick call, you weak. That's not part of the mission. Discouraging you from getting the treatment you need. For those that are in the military currently, go to sick call. The problem they have is that's outside of the chain of command, and your doctor, if you need treatment, get it. If you don't have the evidence when you get out, them being happy with you don't mean nothing, because now you don't have your benefits. Number 8, another issue is it put a bad jacket on veterans altogether, because when you have one person, these hero worship, it leads to personal corruption. You understand what I'm saying? They be getting money from everybody because they're using them as a tool. This can happen. So we need to stop corruption by not co-signing these individuals. If they're not speaking for veterans or about veterans and us, our benefits, and I can't say the other one, I'm gonna tell you in a minute. Secondhand veterans. So you have your Medal of Honor winners up here. You got your double Purple Heart, your amputees in battle, combat veterans in battle, losing body parts. And then you got all the rest of us down here. Oh, that's part of it. Yes. H-Town, first part under Charleston, Zimmerman, last comment. Okay, let me see. Oh, I missed it. I apologize. It must have skipped up. So Betty says Snowden traded the U.S. to Russia, China, and other countries, and no country don't trust him. He still lives in Russia in a small village. No one had nothing to do with him. Wow. So he's alienated like He's alienated like Benedict Arnold, huh? Now listen, Charleston say this: it's Hollywood's fault. I never thought about that. Started with Rambo, 1982, First Blood, made that all veterans are crazy, but heroes. Even today, Secretary of War says our warfight heroes. Wow. So nobody else is a hero but the warfight heroes. They out for blood. Secondhand veterans. Huh? I'm thinking about Bobby Bland's song, Secondhand Heart. He said, "You can anybody?" What did he say? He said, "She took my heart and she roared all around. She wore it everywhere. And when she got tired of me, that's when she put me down. Like an old discard from a bargain store. She treated me like she didn't care no more." And that's what's happening with us. They use us for what they need in the military. And when they're done with us, they don't want to give us our benefits. Huh? Watch them. So think of it like this. If they can't use it at all, they put us in the recycle bin. Huh? We're trash to them. Huh? Now I'm gonna explain what's going on here. So they're elevating other people over us. They're separating veterans out. Some have value, some don't. And we're going to explain how that works. How can you tell? I'm going to show you the tell sign when somebody has been elevated over us. And I almost told it. Number 10. Come on, family. Is being a disabled veteran becoming a derogatory word? Is the word veteran become something derogatory? Let us know, family. Do you feel being a veteran? Because we're asking the question now. Think about it. What price does military propaganda and hero worship have on everyday veterans? Well, veteran, that word used to be thank us for our service. Now veteran is becoming a dirty word. People using it in Congress to say what we shouldn't get. The newspaper articles are saying we're fraudulent and committing fraud to get benefits. When did this happen, family? When did being a veteran or a disabled veteran become a dirty word? Let me know what y'all think. Wait a minute. Time out. Uh-oh. H-Town gonna tell you. When the word veteran or being a veteran became a dirty word, it's been a process. And I'm going to show you how that process works here tonight. So follow me, okay? It's not about what they did say, it's what they didn't say on certain people. Listen to me. Look at this plaque from Daniel M. Gade, PhD, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army, retired. Nowhere does it say it's veteran. Nowhere does it say it's veteran. Listen to me now. You see that? His plaque don't say veteran nowhere. And what Farm Girl Rebel say, he doesn't even identify as a veteran until he getting them federal contracts. So he has a disabled veteran-owned business then. But nowhere on there does it say veteran. Sean Ryan. I thought he was a veteran. He was in the Navy. No, he don't even on his platform, he don't use the word veteran. CEO of Vigilance Elite, former Navy SEAL, former CIA contractor. He put being a CIA contractor over being a current veteran. He don't identify as a veteran. Come on. Listen to me now. Oh, he's the last one? Is that it? Uh-oh. on his blog, Dakota Meyer, I don't see him use the word veteran as it relates to us. And when I'm saying on their major attacks against us, they don't use the word veteran. Huh? Did you hear me? When he's talking about us not getting money, he don't call himself a veteran. He called us veterans. And he started wagging his finger that we need to lead again. Come on now, what's going on here? Listen to what Brother Charleston say. Yes, disabled veterans are weak, says heroes. Yes, heroes. They don't consider themselves veterans. I just showed you 3 of them, and I got several more that don't identify as veterans, but feel like they can speak for us. They'll say they was in the military, they was on the moon, they were around soldiers, but they don't call themselves veterans. They're something else. But one thing they're not is our representative. If you can't acknowledge yourself as a veteran, that means you don't acknowledge all branches of the military that veterans served in. You don't identify with the average, I ain't gonna say nothing average about veterans, but the everyday veteran. Now, listen what Dogface Soldier says. He doesn't claim to be a veteran until he filled for a claim for possible 100%, and he also put disabled veteran on his business page. So when it's some money into it, and they tell us to stop using the word veteran, that we shouldn't center ourselves in our disability, according to Lieutenant Colonel Gage. Is that all right? And it's almost like by not using veteran, but at the same time saying things that undermine us, trying to trip us up, but act like I didn't do nothing wrong. Well, you come around us like you want us, but you actually imitation. And family, remember what he said. This is from Dakota Meyer. Watch what they say, not what they do. Listen to what they say, not what they do. Stop paying people to be broken. People, we're not veterans. People. System rewards pain. Don't even use the word veteran there. We, who is we? He sound French. We have to stop confusing sacrifice with suffering. Who is we? Who is we? Is he saying veterans are going to have to stop confusing sacrifice with suffering? He don't, when he in that slick. He showed French, and we. Dogface Soldier say, he doesn't claim to be a veteran until he fit. Okay, I read that. Yes. Fam, we getting there. Now, what they want, when they get your disability away, they want you to get out there and get a job. This is what all of them trying to do. They're trying to become politicians. Gade want to be in the Senate or the House. I believe the Senate. And I think a lot of them have political aspirations. Huh? Remember the politics that even Benedict Arnold was military governor over Pennsylvania. Was it Pennsylvania or Philadelphia? Listen, I'm scared, Shipmate Betty Box, to tell H-Town about new law from President. Should I say, please tell me, tell me, let me know. Tell me now. Tell it, H-Town. Come on now. Yes, indeed. So they want us to go back to work. Now follow what they want us to do. Then we got these work limitations that they may not at the job accommodate us for, especially if we don't have productivity because of our limitations, work limitations. Then they lay us off. Now, remember, we ain't getting the VA disability no more because we listened to Dakota Meyer. Now we laid off. Okay. And we're financially unstable, family. Now we're in real trouble. Okay? Now we're broken. We were already broken with our disabilities. We're broken, out of a job, and just broke. You say, H-Town, I sent that article. Yes. Which one is it about? Tell me, because I'm doing a lot of things one time. Let me know which one it is. Okay, tell me, H-Town, when you might get upset, maybe open time. Okay, yeah. Let us know. Let me know what's going on. We about to get to it. Give me a second. Let's get past it. We getting to the end here. Now listen, family, what is your opinion on this? Dealing with these heroes, them elevating people and worshiping people as a hero, having hero status. So the question was at the beginning, what price does military propaganda and hero worship have on everyday veterans? Did we answer the question? We're going to get to that. Then I'm going to pull up some of the articles and y'all tell me. We're going to talk about it. But tell me, did we answer the question today? What price does military propaganda and hero worship have on everyday veterans? Did we answer the question, yes or no? And let us know that. And family, it's important to be on code. The problem with a lot of these people that won't even identify as veteran, if you don't identify as a veteran, you're not on code. You're just not, because you're not aligned with us. If this information has been informative, please smash that like button, share it with others, and subscribe. All right, family, we're not going to do VA law. Now, so any statements about that, go ahead and tell us now, Brother Charleston, Sister Betty Bobs. We're getting to the news. We're going to put up the article. Let us know what the issue is. Yes, you answered the question with great understanding, informative information. Yes, indeed. Thank you. But let us know if we answered that question. We're not playing with this. We trying to get to the bottom of it. All right. All right, fam. I'm looking for something here. We have 17 likes and 12 watching. Thank you, family. Thank you, family. Okay, family, we're going to get into veteran news now. We have an article dealing with active duty members. We're going to get into this veteran news. Let me get this pop-up out the way. And thank you for your understanding and patience. What? What? My God. Yeah, you're right. Oh, let me get my face up on it. What? This happened. What they're saying, I'm gonna have to confirm it, but they say, okay, SARS did President Trump signed increase for Medal of Honor from $17,000 a year to $100,000 a year annually. Ooh, that's called breaking news, family. H-Town, that is what I saw as well. Sounds like he got his reward for Judas Goat. Wow. Wow. So only people that they can handpick and worship. Wow, that's going to do it. Info put it out today. Okay. I need to know where to find the article at, family. We got to cover that. Somebody send, if you sent me the article, send it again in my email, please. You're right. That's because they pick and choose who they get a Medal of Honor to. You understand? And that tend to be white men. The black men tend to get it when they're dead, and they don't want to really give it to women. Watch that movie, Courage on the Fire. You'll see the politics behind that. Meg Ryan played in a great movie. Now, while they doing that, Marine fires Okinawa Logistics Squadron commander amid investigation. Lieutenant Colonel James was fired as commander of Marine Aviation Logistics Squadron 36 as an active investigation is underway. Corp officials say, okay. Who did not specify the exact reason for James was relieved. Okay. Man, they got him out the paint, demoted, got him out the command. Man, so he's talking against us getting our money, and they gonna give him $100,000 a year, but he ain't turning that money down. I thought they shouldn't pay for pain. Oh, I remember what he said. Pay for sacrifice. So, sacrifice over suffering. So he may feel like he sacrificed. Show me what that article. Tell me what was the title of that article, because I definitely want to put it up here, fam. Oh my God. Which one did you send me that today? Tell me where I can find it. I'm going to actually look for it. Thank y'all for telling. Wow. This is becoming a real hustle. So you telling me somebody went from making $1,400 a month? How much is $100,000 divided by 12? How much is that a month? Somebody let me know. So I just sent it H-Town. Okay. Now I want to hear from, not from Sib Dib. I want to hear this is important that I hear it from some news outlet, not from another content creator, because I'm not going to be putting it out unless it's from somebody, somebody else. From confirm. Let's see. Okay, I think I got, okay, let's see who we got. Oh my God. Fam. This here, man, they padding their pockets. He got paid for saying that, didn't he? And they would just say, we jealous. So now you're going to have people trying to do heroic things just to get paid. They want to cut out our benefits, but they want to give them, man, if they don't. God. and they all approved, man, but they want to take our benefits away. Look at here, family. Make sure that the music. Oh, the music's still on, okay. Ooh, let's cover this here. So they can't agree on nothing with our benefits. They want to do a study to take our benefits away, and you should not pay for sickness. But right here say the House passes Neal's bill to increase pension for Medal of Honor recipients. Okay, listen. Washington, D.C. today, Congress Troy E. Neal's, Republican, announced that his bill, H.R. 695, the Medal of Honor Act, passed. We didn't know nothing about it, right? United States House of Representatives unanimously. Congressman Chris Pappas joined Congress Neal in introducing the bill in the 118 and 119 Congress. So is it totally approved yet? Medal of Honor recipients receive a special pension of $16,880.76 annually, or just $1,406.73 per month. The Medal of Honor Act would increase this pension to around $67,500 annually, a nearly fourfold increase, and is fully offset. I don't know what that means. Oh boy, we're gonna have to have a whole live stream on this. Family, what's going on here? This not, you say the wrong article. This the one you just sent to me. H-Town, wrong article. Okay, let me know. I sent it another way. Yeah, okay. Now you're gonna send it by email, sister. Send it by email, because I everything else is like closed out, because I don't want the stuff to be, disrupting the channel. So, man, we might have to go over it. Man. Ooh, family, what y'all think of this? What's really going on? But there's something else there. So that's the news for the night. Have they totally approved it, family? Let us know if they just now, December 1st. It was just signed today. More money than 67,000. Okay, so let me see what I got. All right, let's see what we got here. Thank you, sister. Let me get it here. Okay, I'm looking for the 100,000 part of it. Yeah, family, let's see. I keep putting the same one up. Let me close these out. Let me see what I got here. Let me see. 7. Okay, this might be it here. Okay, now the one I got is similar to the other one, and it's still talking about the 67,000. When you keep sending me, it's talking about the same thing. So we might have to do it another time, because I don't want to hold up the broadcast. We have to do this another time. So family, I'll put it up one more time. You tell me whether this is or not. If it's not, we just can't keep waiting around for it. We got to get through the broadcast. So let's see if this is it. But I appreciate all y'all help. This is what you just sent me, sister. Is this the one? Is this going to be the right one? Let me know. I'm about to give it to you. Pull it up right now. Is this the one you're talking about? Now you ain't got to be sorry, but we got to. I want to make sure. Just and this is the only thing that I get on the email to say you just sent it. So I didn't want to add salt, but it was more. Yeah, no problem. No, ain't no problem. This is the one she sent me. So we'll go over it another time when we get more information. We have more time, but we doing this in real time, but we know what the bill is. Wow. Family, we'll get to it another time. Now, that's going to be more than disabled veterans get. That's going to be more than what somebody get at 100%. Then they'll start picking and choose who get the Medal of Honor. Did you hear me? They'll start picking and choose who get the Medal of Honor to elevate certain people. Huh? They'll start picking and choose who gets the Medal of Honor. Family, whoa, thank y'all for going over this information. Appreciate you telling me about it. Sometimes we're not able to pull it right up, but we're gonna get we'll get it on when we email each other, no problem. Even if you getting, well, let's say you got $4,000 a month. They talking about getting them $100,000. If you got $4,000, they making more than you as a Medal of Honor winner. And I don't know what they mean by it's an offset. I'm gonna do more research, okay? And y'all send me information. That means they making $5,000, $6,000 a month. And I don't know. I think the money's tax-free, right? This is, man. Wow. Now y'all telling me right. I don't think it's cool. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it's cool. I think he's being rewarded. You know what what I believe he getting rewarded for? Right there. Now listen, that's it. He think we shouldn't get no money. Tripped us up on our benefits while he getting his. He say, stop paying people to be broken. System rewards pain. Now listen what he says. I told y'all, H-Town, I didn't know they're going to go this far with it, but look what his last quote I got on there. We have to stop confusing sacrifice with suffering, meaning you should pay the people that sacrifice Medal of Honor winners, and you should pay the people that sacrifice combat veterans that they deem to be the right ones, and not for suffering for our disabilities. Man, family, I'm glad y'all told me about this. Thank you. So cut out VA compensation because he's going to be making more money as a Medal of Honor winner. So he want to cut our money out while he get his. Man, don't. But we need this. I'm glad y'all told me. And thank you, Betty Boss, for doing your best to get this information to me. We're going to get all this straight. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Charleston. If it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Huh? Whew, family. This is the same guy saying that we shouldn't get paid for being broken, but he should be paid for one act of heroism every year, $100,000. But we shouldn't get our compensation for our injuries. We more justified in getting money for injuries than he is for heroic act, because his heroic act alone does not stop him from working. Man, how hypocritical. What y'all think it is, fam? What y'all think it is? I was right when I said there is something bigger coming. All that noise is exactly what I tried to tell everyone. Yes, you said something bigger was coming. And I said, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know they would openly change the system to benefit a very few people. Remember, I did say that. They want to benefit a very few people because it's not that many Medal of Honor winners. And then the rest of us, they're going to throw us by the wayside. And look, were they doing a whole bunch of hearings we didn't even hear about this, right? We didn't even know about this, but both Republicans and Democrats agreed with this, both the Senate and the House, the president too. So when they want to get something done, they do it, won't it? But when it comes to us, they twirling thumbs and whistling Dixie. Fam, you're right. I said, what would they? They said, you gonna tell H-Town, you gonna get salty. I'm salty. This hypocrite. This is a hypocrite. To tell us what we shouldn't get when he getting his pockets fattened by the same federal government. Now look, there's another bill in the Senate for disabled veterans to increase their benefits $10,000 a year, but it stalled. But his didn't stall. That's why y'all got to come next time. We're going to handle this here. Congress is all about wheeling and dealing. Come on now. One hand washes the other. One hand washes the other. But Brother John is a two-bit hustler. Under the bus, Betty Bops did try to tell us. Yes, she did. She did. She could just sense. That's all. That's that ancestral spirit talking to her. Now, family. Yes, indeed. Let me get back to the news. That just kind of stunned me, family. So I'm really upset about that. I'm really, really not happy. Not hating, but not happy because he's a hypocrite telling us what we shouldn't get. And I'll pull it back up. That's hypocritical. Say what we shouldn't get, but he getting his pockets fattened. They told him way ahead of time. Come on, family. They told him way ahead of time. But see, that's why H-Town speaking on this thing, because they feel like these people are untouchable and they feel justified, and they got him in secret rooms telling them all kind of stuff. Because they can use that symbolism from his medal and from others' medals to manipulate them. I tell you how they pretty much almost worship him. Isn't it funny H-Town would talk about something like this tonight? God must have been telling me something. I told you, give me a word of knowledge, but I don't always know where it's coming from. Now let's get to this thing here, because I was about to now check this out. Now you might get triggered now. Who Jay Oliver say perverted incentive. So now you're incentivizing people to try to do heroic acts that might put themselves in danger and other people. Now, is this going to incentivize people to act like heroes? Look, family, now think about it. What is the thumbnail for tonight? What did we say the title for it is tonight? Look at this. The title is what? What price does military propaganda, paying them that much money is propaganda, and hero worship. Are they worshiping him? Are these Medal of Honor winners by giving them $100,000 a year? Is that kind of worshiping? What price does military propaganda and hero worship have on the everyday veteran? We get left behind. We get treated as secondhand. They want to take our benefits while giving them more benefits. Family, what's going on? H-Town breaking it down. Yes, I'm feeling this in my soul. See, because this is what they'll try to do. They'll try to tell, because most veterans are not combat veterans, well, you have a whole army. People stateside send supplies to war zones. Well, I am a combat veteran, and I'm saying y'all hypocrites. Because all veterans, you're going to give a pay increase, do it for all veterans. And I'm not saying that the Medal of Honor winners shouldn't get nothing, but this is ridiculous. If you're going to give them $1,000, every veteran should get a stipend when they get out the military, and disabled veterans, give them more. Now, y'all not going to like this because this is the video I wasn't going to show. Now y'all really going to be mad at me, because guess what happened today? While they talking about giving them $100,000 a year for Medal of Honor winners, what type of money you think they talking about giving us? Huh? We got this money here. The Medal of Honor winner gonna make more than all of us. And they probably gonna try to slide in them benefits. Huh? Them chapter 35 and them other benefits. Where's Dougie on all this? Where is Dougie? Nowhere to be found. Nothing saying fair use, family, fair use. Now, family, we ain't gonna keep you long. In the words of Bishop Bowinkle, but hell to the no. A local artist who passed last year from Louisiana, rest in power, my brother. Oh boy, these people. Fam, I'm about to fair use. Guess what they's talking about today? And one of the ones that's mentioning the bill, he's on this panel. Senator Pappas. Huh? Did you hear me? Come on, fam. Fair use. This is for educational and informative purposes only. Whew. Oh, H-Town, payback. Yes. The big payback in James Brown word. Yeah, they getting paid back. They stuff in them pockets. Fam, I know I had that slide. What is slide at? Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up. Hold on. I know I had this slide. Did I put it in here? Look, it didn't go good. Look, H-Town did not know this. You know I didn't know it. I would lie to you. Look at personal corruption. Did I cover personal corruption on number 8? Family. Did I cover personal corruption on number 8? They getting their personal pockets lined. Huh? Paid mercenaries. We got to justify our disabilities. We got to prove why we are disabled, and it can be reduced. Will theirs be reduced? Listen to what our brothers say here. M.G. Smith say, no one is going to get more publicity than the president. They know he will get rid of them if they do. Yes, indeed. You know, he has a real big ego. Now, let's see if they talking about giving us more money. Now, these are the same people that was on today. They approved this $100,000 allegedly, but a lot of money. Here we go. Fair use. That's where Doug is. He's where the money at. Can y'all believe I had number 8? H-Town told you I see this stuff coming, but I didn't see them doing something that crazy, man. They figure nobody can criticize a Medal of Honor winner. They prop him up like Benedict Arnold was propped up. Now, here we go, fam. And Papas, he co-signed on it too. His name was on it. Okay. Let me turn this off. Fam, we're going to listen to some of this. And they talking about veterans going back to work while they giving these other people's money not to work. What could you do with $100,000? Coach to say follow the money. Now, people don't like me saying this because they saying H-Town, they might come to you with a bag. H-Town, they might come to you with a bag and you could justify it by saying, yeah, they're going to give me some money to shut up, but I'm going to help out all my people on my channel. If I ever do something like that, you drag me. You drag me. You can come on my platform and drag me. My patriotism and my loyalty to my fellow veteran is not for sale. You understand? And I'd be a hypocrite. Now, if you give it to him and he was just quiet, but you're going to sit there and denigrate us and down us, don't pay him for pain, but pay me for sacrifice. Ain't nothing but hypocrites. And you ain't going to pull that small time stuff over on me. Hypocrites. Didn't I say follow the money?
Afghanistan.
Oh Lord, they keep talking about these wars, and we don't
terrorist.
We call them what? Warhawks. Man, let's get to taking care of the veteran
that came here from Afghanistan. Her sacrifice and his struggle will not be forgotten. So please join me in a moment of silence.
Oh, that's for the people that lost their lives. I wonder they're gonna take care the one that lost their life. I think dealing with the that were attacking DC. And the amazing thing was they sent them there to harass black people, and black people wasn't the one that hurt anybody. It was somebody that was an interpreter who had came over here. The United States put up with his 5 kids and his wife. And when they stopped getting him money, he turned on them. We've been broke as black people the whole time. We ain't hurting nobody until we get tired of the foolishness or being mistreated. We tolerate way more. My grandfather didn't get nothing like that after World War I. Neither did my uncles or cousins or myself. Let me move it up here.
On this note, we had a rather contentious meeting with Mr. Tim Cummings, who is in place now, and I'd like to apologize to him for getting a little senior chiefy on him, which I did. And I have the utmost confidence in Secretary Chavez-DeRemer and also Secretary Collins to work this out for the betterment of the veterans. That's very important for all of us, and we do understand that's the higher purpose. This hearing is not only getting these VA programs back on track, but also to note the importance of shoring up American manufacturing as an
get these programs back on track. Let me see what he's talking about. Listen, National Guards have the worst compensation than all veterans. That's what they said, are mistreated. Yes, indeed, Jay Oliver.
Opportunities for veterans to explore non-traditional education.
Now let's see what they're talking about. Come on, go.
Unfortunately, the Department of Labor was unable to come here today because the Senate has continued to slow walk the confirmation process of President Trump's appointees, and I encourage them strongly to just get these people in place. This is not a political issue. We need our political leaders in the executive branch to be able to execute the programs that we write for them. Last Congress, the Biden administration DOL vets consistently failed veterans. We had multiple hearings about that. By the end of the Congress, their employment statistics were worse than a regular American job center. This committee must.
Now, they ain't saying nothing about giving Medal of Honor winners $100,000 a year. They ain't said nothing about that. Allegedly, until I confirm. National Guard shouldn't be there in the first place. All veterans should be above reproach. I learned that in the military. Yes.
Must hear how DOL vets is going to turn it around, and I look forward to having Mr. Workman testify shortly after he's confirmed. On this note, we had a rather contentious meeting with Mr. Tim Cummings, who is in place now, and I'd like to apologize to him for getting a little senior chiefy on him, which I did.
They like to talk about their little fake spats and all this stuff. You know, okay, you were senior chief. All these guys with their, okay, spare me, dude. You ain't senior chief now. You making big money now. And probably, I think he getting one of the ones they getting his benefits. Not for sure.
And I have the utmost confidence in Secretary Chavez DeRemer and also Secretary Collins to work this out for the betterment of the veterans. That's very important for all of us, and we do understand that's the higher purpose. This hearing is not only getting these VA programs back on track, but also to note the importance of shoring up American manufacturing as a national security issue. I also serve on the House Armed Services Committee, and I can't tell you.
So what VA programs is he trying to get back on track? VA compensation, of the appeals of claims, properly compensating us, giving us more compensation than we get.
Enough how badly America needs to re-energize defense manufacturing so that we're always ready for today and tomorrow to defend our way of life.
You want to talk about our way of life, your way of life, partner, the Medal of Honor winner's way of life, not ours, not the everyday veteran that I'm fighting for. You want to still spend money on war stuff. We got enough war stuff. You just keep the stuff together, keep repairing it, and treat the people that serve the country right. What about us? And Coastie, they have a target on the back, big black sign, National Guard, I guess, makes easier target. Yes.
One of the best ways to do this is to show these companies that have jobs available that there are thousands of veterans ready to fill them. Many veterans use the GI Bill with.
So thousands of veterans ready to fill them. They trying to put us back to work. They not just talking about the ones that are getting out and that are not disabled. They talk about us too. But why they ain't trying to put the Medal of Honor winner back to work? Why they ain't putting Gade? Oh, that's right. They gave him a government contract. He set up for life. What about Ryan, Sean Ryan? Oh, that's right. He's with the CIA government contract. He's set for life. Huh? Follow the money. These Medal of Honor winners couldn't have done what they did without the rest of us. Please understand that. That's what my whole point is. Ain't nobody out there by themselves that step. There ain't nobody up there. They get up there like they at the top of the stairs. They did it themselves. Did they do it without food? Did they do it out with structure? Did it do it without their drill sergeant who may have not went to come back because they may have been in another war, never been in combat, but they knew how to train soldiers and Marines and sailors and airmen. 100, Charleston. Come on. Idiots in charge. Yes, indeed. They disgust me. Van Oden is a Dougie fan as a Republican. He chewed up McDougal when he was the VA secretary. Okay. McDuffie.
Within a year of transitioning out of the military, oftentimes as a fallback option when they do not know what their next mission is. And veterans using VA's OJT and apprenticeship programs are able to supplement their income with both the living stipend payment from the VA for their post 9/11 GI Bill benefits, as well as wages from their employer while they are enrolled in these VA programs. At the end of their training program, they're able to step right into a beneficial career. I don't know of many major programs.
Beneficial career. Ain't talking nothing about their disability, nothing about their PTSD.
At institutions of higher learning that can promise a job at the end of their programs. This promise of employment through the apprenticeship training is what makes the VA program so special and can help combat underemployment and suicide in our veterans population. In VA's most recent annual benefits report, the number of veterans using their post-GI Bill to pursue OJT or apprenticeship continues to decline. In 2023, there were only 1,008 apprenticeships and 776 OJT participants.
You know why? Because many of them afraid that they're going to take their VA benefits from them. You understand? Yeah, they're getting out of these programs because then they say you can work so you're not unemployable no more. Let me see what this, man. We're going to watch this a little bit
Representing
more.
less than 1% of the post-GI Bill population. With some states having 0 individuals participating in this program, we're spending around $241 million a year on administrative expenses, which include staff salaries and counseling services for such a low success rate, and that's just pathetic.
Yeah, so stop spending that money and put it on our VA disability check. Stop spending that money on that if the veterans are not signing up for it, but you fatten the pockets of people that are sitting around making money for doing nothing. So you got representatives getting money for this post 9/11 GI Bill for veterans. In some states, not one veteran signed up for it. So where that money going? Huh?
I mean, that's just got to stop.
It just got to stop.
The number of veterans in this program and our administrative spending are concerning, especially given the involvement or the evolving needs of today's workforce in the 21st century. This Congress, my subcommittee has championed key legislatives regarding VA's apprenticeship programs. My bill, H.R. 982, the Warriors to Workforce Act, would increase the monthly housing allowance that a veteran pursuing an apprenticeship or
Warrior to what? Hold on, run that by me again.
With some states having 0 individuals participating in this program, we're spending around $241 million a year on administrative expenses, which
Administrative expenses, $240 million a year. Wow.
include staff salaries and counseling services for such a low success rate, and that's just pathetic. I mean, that's just got to stop. The number of veterans in this program and our administrative spending are concerning, especially given the involvement or the evolving needs of today's workforce in the 21st century. This Congress, my subcommittee has championed key legislatives regarding VA's apprenticeship programs. My bill, H.R. 982, the Warriors to Workforce Act.
Warriors to Work program. All of them trying to get us back to work. Even he trying to get us back to work. Dakota Meyer trying to get us back to work. Lieutenant Colonel Gay trying to get us back to work. Come on now. Why they fattening their pockets? Why they didn't tell Dakota Meyer, Medal of Honor winner, get back to work? We're not giving you this money. They don't even bring it up in these hearings like this. They do it behind the scenes. But they talk about us openly and talk in circles about how much money they wasting. Man, I'm hot. Coasty say, where are all these jobs that disabled veterans should get? Coasty, if we didn't go in before 9/11, we can't qualify for them. We don't qualify for the post 9/11 GI Bill, many of us. We don't qualify for it. And many of the younger veterans, they misinforming them. They were in the place where we was when we were their age, and some of them don't want nothing to do with the government. Why? The state have veteran employment officers. They do nothing since I went to them in 1999. This is doubling up bureaucracy. They putting one bureaucracy on top of another so they can get more money for the program that's not even effective according to him. Fam, I'm not playing with these people.
Increase the monthly housing allowance that a veteran pursuing an apprenticeship or on-the-job training receives during a 6 to 12 month from 80 to 90%. Additionally, Representative Barrett led a bill that passed the House, H.R. 3055, the Transport Jobs Act, which would connect military veterans with supply chain employment while helping veterans secure careers that put their skills and expertise to use. And my friend from Arizona, Representative Siscomani, has an important bill, H.R. 1458, that would expand GI Bill opportunities to get veterans into mechanical fields. Even ranking.
Get to work. But behind the scenes, Medal of Honor, money in your pocket, $100,000 a year.
Member Pappas, Chris, right here, has a bill which I'm co-sponsoring, H.R. 2954, the Veterans Transitioning to Trucking Act, which will allow VA to access as a state approving agent for apprenticeship programs in more than one state to receive VA approval.
So they want more programs. Now they want to get them to be truck drivers. When truck driving is become automated, they trying to automate it, but that ain't the real issue. So for you think I'm crazy, guess what? They got so many illegals in there that they cut down the price that they pay per load because they got people that they could pay less money. So people in trucking that own their own trucks, many of them have to sell their trucks because they got these people that are being hired that got fake license. They're out on the road taking people out. But they want you to go in there and do all these programs. And I'm like, Coasty, where are these jobs at? Where are all these jobs? No, they just making money off the program. When you get out, you ain't going to have no job. They're going to be asking you questions. Are you in the military? Do you have any mental health conditions? What are you going to put on the form when they have on the application? And they started doing that about 10 or 12 years ago. Do you have any mental health conditions? What are you going to put on the form? You put on there, yes. You think that's going to favor you, right? Now, listen here. I signed up. This is Betty Bob's. I signed up for the program, completely passed. The company I went through wanted to get the rest of the money from the VA if I found a job. It was another program for just like the post 9/11. Wow. And remember that church was getting them funds, acting like they was doing programs and stealing the veterans' money, and the pastor and everybody went to jail. Remember that? Sound like a hustle to me on both ends. Betty Bob say, come on, let's see what Betty Bob say. I still have not found an IT job. Wow. I could have just taught that program. Yes, I have the degree. I wanted to get my exams paid for. I got myself night security guard and school janitor and later vocational teacher. Okay. We are these programs working for anybody? Let me know. Maybe they are. I'm just, if people, family, if they laying off federal workers, how hard is it going to be for us to find a job if they laying off federal workers? No, maybe I'm looking at the wrong way. Let me know, fam, what y'all think.
It's an outstanding bill, Chris. Clearly, this goal of getting veterans at the forefront of critical positions in American economy is a nonpartisan issue. I would now like to yield to Ranking Member Pappas.
Meaning it's nonpartisan to get us back to work.
For his opening remarks.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for the bipartisan spirit there, as you highlighted.
There you go, right there. That's the one that co-signed the bill for the Medal of Honor winner to get the Medal of Honor winners to get $100,000 a year. He ain't talking about that publicly.
some important initiatives on the legislative front. I'm really glad to be here for this important hearing. And before I begin, I want to just state
He may have. I ain't heard him do it. I'm just saying they not talking about that first.
that I'm disappointed that DOL vets won't be joining this hearing and we won't be hearing their testimony today, but I'm glad to have VA with us. There's an important issue that I wanted to address at the outset here, and that's the issue of Chapter 35 benefits. And I think it's important to hear from VA about the fact
We don't want to hear that garbage. We want to hear about that Medal of Honor winner getting that money. That's what we want to hear about. That's what we want to know about. You sitting there going through the motions, doing a dog and pony show. I hear that, man. Get on with that. All right, family. These are a bunch of fraudsters, you know, hypothetically speaking. They want heroes, not guts as veterans, grunts as veterans. Yeah, they want heroes, not grunts as veterans. Yeah, they pathetic, man. They sitting there. He co-signed that bill for the Medal of Honor winners. Pappas did. They sure can talk smooth, and they want to hear from the VA all day, but don't want to hear from us. I'm a little jaded tonight. Yes, I am. About our channel, family. For those that join us, you see, we're transparent. That's why H-Town, let me tell you something about me. I believe in Black empowerment, and the reason I tell y'all that, so if anybody ever come to y'all say, H-Town believe in Black empowerment, he believe in his people getting their reparations. You already know how I feel about it. So nobody can't fake you. But that don't stop over here. We are unified. I love all my veterans, brothers and sisters. Black, white, Hispanic, LGBT, don't matter. The only problem you're going to have with me if you're trolling. But I love myself too. And I would never sell y'all out. If I did, y'all drag me, okay? If I ever sell y'all out, you drag me. But I'm sensitive like Benedict Arnold, so don't be too rough with me. I can dish it out. I can't take it. Now, Costa say, dog and pony show, exactly right. That's all it is, a dog and pony show. Turn this music on, maybe it'll calm me down. I'm gonna have to turn it down, turn it up a little bit, family. Because I'm a little, tell me if that's too loud. Let me know if that's too loud. The music, let me know. Because I can't hear no more of that garbage. Because they doing dirty things behind the scenes. We all serve and we have high standards and values here. Yes, indeed. You sit there and you want to play flavors with veterans. You want to pick the veteran you want. They checked this. You know what they did? They checked it. Now let's see how many of them white before we give out this $100,000. How many Medal of Honor members are white? Let's see how many of them are male. Let's see how many of them align with our political values. How many of them willing to tote the water for us? And they found enough of them that would give them the money because they can take that money back tomorrow. Huh? They could take that back with the next administration. Now listen, MG Smith say, we all serve and we all, I read that, we all have fast now. We love you also, H-Town. Yeah, I love y'all. Y'all my family. I love all y'all. And I mean that from my heart. Huh? And that's the problem they got with over here. They be watching, they know. Because if you look, they don't have many views over there at the them Senate hearings. Don't nobody be watching that stuff. Let me pull that up. Man, ain't nobody watching that stuff. Let me see. Be quiet. I don't hear your mouth no more. Let me show you something. Look at this here. They so unpopular. This is how unpopular they are. I'm gonna put it down on that one. Family, I gotta pull this up on the screen. Those Senate hearings, Senate is so unpopular. I want you to look and see how many subscribers they got. They got 6,042 subscribers. 44, that's like 6,420 subscribers. I got 2,000 and almost 300, and they've been around way longer than me, and they the Senate. In views, they got 1.5K. They usually used to have that many. They used to, until we started I started bigging them up. They used to have like 800 or 300 on something, 1,000 on some. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see how long we've been watching. Okay. That's what I want to show y'all. And they listening over here. All right, fam, let's get to it. H-Town, that stuff is dry as lion dirt. They just sitting there giving the money out to who they want to give it to. Now, you think any of these Medal of Honor winners are going to ever, I'm talking about as a whole, I'm not saying all of them. You think they're going to be dealing with us if they getting their pockets lined through them? That's meant to divide and conquer. Wasn't that one of my things for tonight? Using money to divide and conquer. Make them prominent. Here we're protective, transparent, interactive, respectful, informative. What we informative tonight, if we were informative tonight, put a book emoji in the chat. Huh? Put something that represents being informed. Put a pencil and a notepad in the chat. Or just say yes. Well, we informative. If we wasn't, put no. Now, then we got our live streams are on Sundays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. Impromptu live streams on Tuesday, like we did tonight. Oh boy, this here. How did you know that was going to upset me? How did you know that was going to... Jay Oliver, yes, put out the information, notebook. Yes, indeed. If you like to, Kosi said, yes, thank you. If I didn't, let me know, because we're going to make it right. See, I ain't asking you no question, then get mad. Then I better about to say yes. See, we're going to make sure this channel grow. Family, people watching this channel, I ain't never been up to almost 6,000 views in a month. I'm at 4,600 or something in a 1 month time period. Charleston say, yeah, notes and book reading. Then Mike say, my 2 achievement medals, 50 cents wouldn't buy me a cup of coffee. Why don't, you know what? For every medal we got, won't they give us some money for that? Our Army Achievement Medal or Navy Achievement Medal, I don't know what y'all do. When y'all have good conduct medals, that should be one of the highest paid, right? Because remember, Benedict Arnold, I'm going to tell y'all something y'all didn't know. Benedict Arnold, they was going to make like a Medal of Honor after him. John Adams was going to write it up. The first John Adams, the second president of the United States. But after this man did so much dirtbag stuff, he had to let it go. They was going to name a high medal after Benedict Arnold. Come on, family. Vin Olive in the house, show love to Vin Olive, says, yes, take it. Good information, notes. Now, this is our donation, and our app is our donation, Pen Pal, not Pen Pal, oh Lord, Pen Pal, you know I'm old. PayPal and Cash App. And if you want to go to our YouTube channel to watch other videos, I encourage you to do so. That is our handle, at H-Town Vet Northside. Everybody show love to Vin Olive. Thank you for being there. Coming soon, family. We're going to be talking about secondary conditions. So while they doing a sleight of hand, while they trying to get rid of our benefits, they getting more money for themselves. Boy. Now listen to what it say. Coach said, hi, Vin Olive. And then Charleston say, good conduct is hard in the Navy. Yes, I know it's real hard when you in them confined spaces like that. It's hard for us in the Army, but I know it's really hard there. Betty say, Charleston Zimmerman, where you quit for your chest. And then they saluting Van Olive, my brother Mike, everybody. And then Betty said hi. Now listen, we're going to be doing this on the secondary conditions. All right? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about, it's coming up, fam. I know I keep showing you this, but it's going to come up when I get to it. But it's so much interesting information. We're going to talk about the VA whole person theory also. Paris Davis got Medal of Honor winner. Okay. Paid Medal of Honor winner. Okay. Paris Davis. Fam. New releases for those that are new to the channel or those who missed it. Oh, this one here, the new $100,000 man. Am I pocket watching? But he says that we shouldn't get paid. Now, this is what he says. This they giving him $100,000 a year, allegedly, for his Medal of Honor. Dakota Meyer. And what he say about us getting our VA disability? Stop paying people to be broken. System rewards pain. So he thinks sacrifice is more important than pain. What if I don't have no leg and no pain from the leg because it's gone? What if I'm missing an eye or both? What if I can't hear? He goes on to say, we have to stop confusing sacrifice with suffering. Now, when civilians see this person getting these Medal of Honor winners getting this kind of money, it's going to put a target, like I told y'all earlier, it's going to put a target on all our backs because they're going to say, look at him, they getting this. That means they're going to say we all getting that kind of money. And they ain't going to want to punish them. They're going to want to punish all of us. Family, this is getting crazy out here. Back to the, that's it. So family, watch that video that we have there. Watch the one we did here, talking about what happened to a veteran when he went to the VA hospital and they ambushed him. Watch that one. He went for treatment. Watch what they owe us, what the government owe us, but they're trying to pay it to select veterans because it ain't that many Medal of Honor winners. They don't want to pay it to us. So they're trying to create a divide between us and the other veterans, that many of them don't claim to be veterans or don't lead with being a veteran. Okay? But those of you that rock with us that are Medal of Honor winners, we respect you, or Medal of Honor recipients, let me be correct. So what they owe us. Then the super soldier syndrome. Was this timely or not? When H-Town came up with the super soldier syndrome, was this timely? Did H-Town know where we were going? Now they paying the super soldiers. Big money. H-Town, imagine trying to get a job. Civilians will say, aren't you getting $100,000 a year? Why are you looking for a job? Yes. Why are you looking for a job? That's what they would say, but we not. Some veterans don't get but 0%, don't get nothing. Some don't get but 10%, but now they didn't put a target on all our back. Did not. Look, I predicted this, but I didn't know it was going to be that kind of money. I thought they was going to pay them under the table. The super soldier syndrome. Watch the video. This going to all tie in what happened tonight. Then that, what did we just get through seeing that video from the Senate? 100% to full-time work. That's what they want. All they talking about was work. They ain't talking about VA disability no more. They talking about full-time going back to work. Unless you a Medal of Honor winner, unless you Lieutenant Colonel Gage. Now, we at the after party, family. Join the conversation. here at the H-Town Vet. Anything you would like to say, we want to hear from you now. Family, let us know. Any questions, concerns, or comments? What is the weather looking like where you at? And what is the temperature? Family, thank y'all, Charleston. I was like, what could they say to me that would really make me salty? Well, you found out what it was. Now listen, tell me what y'all got to say. Coasty say, so you can get that much for mob plus VA benefit compensation. Now, they were saying it's an offset. When I heard the word offset, I don't know. I'm going to do more research. So it may offset your VA disability, but if you can get both, you're talking about somebody multiply 4,000 times 12. I'm going to try to do it over here. $4,000 times 12. That's 48,000. So if, let's say he was 100%, one of these Medal of Honor winners, they were 100%. It would be 48,000 plus 100,000, which would equal 148,000. And if they make, I don't know if the what they get is tax free or not. If it's tax free, they getting a $148,000 tax free. That's almost like making $500,000 a year or more. Huh? $750,000 almost. So they basically almost becoming millionaires because the money is tax free and the other benefits that come with it. Come on now. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do something for the dependents of these people too. They might throw a little money their way. And that's not all the little political stuff they pay them for, engagements to show up and all that. You know they get paid to show up with that Medal of Honor. They sold us to not to center our disability, but they center in their accomplishments. Dogface, and they're high insensitive to talk about our disability like that. You shouldn't get paid for pain. We know why you think like that now. 40% is 40% in Southern California. Okay, 40 degrees. Raining in Louisiana. Okay, 48 degrees. Both of them, oh yeah. Okay, now Betty Bob say 35 degrees, mostly cloudy, going down to 27 and cloudy. Here at H-Town Vet, it is in the Houston area, Richmond in particular, it is 47 degrees. A little warm, it's gonna be 67 tomorrow. Now listen, Charleston said, I was afraid you start swearing, H-Town. That's why I had to pause. I didn't want you to be responsible. Be responsible now. No, man. You sure right, brother. Yeah. That run me hot, man. That run me hot. Mike. 29 degrees and cloudy, Cooksville, Tennessee. Boy, you know, God gave me that message today because I didn't know all this was going on. I'd be making as much as a congressperson. Woo! That's the whole point of it. They gonna slide them into Congress positions. They gonna be making all that money. They got dirt on them, all of them. They don't give them that kind of money unless they got dirt on them, and they can pull it back. 35 degrees, cloudy in PA, Pennsylvania. So MG Smith says he would be making as much as a congressperson. Yes, indeed. Coasty says 31 degrees, snow in Massachusetts. H-Town, you are one of us. Yes, I feel don't let me go, family, because man, they don't have no respect now. These people are totally out of touch. They want to sit there. We call it intellectual masturbation, where they just sitting there talking about the same stuff. Yes, we had this committee, we had that committee, but so, and we're gonna talk about this. And I was upset about this. I went senior chief on them and all this stuff while they behind the scenes, Republican and Democrat, approving $100,000 for sacrifice, not injury. You think that ain't gonna blow back on us, fam? Fam, you think that ain't gonna blow back on us? Look what H-Town did tonight. They done made veteran a bad word. They don't want to compensate us, but they made being a Medal of Honor winner a good word. Huh, family? You see how they doing us? They ridiculing us. They got the the Washington Post attacking us. They got other so-called people that were in the military that don't identify as veterans attacking us. We're gonna do a live stream on this. Now, listen what y'all would say. Imagine you are awarded in your Medal of Honor by Biden, then given your $100,000 by Trump, but it's for Vietnam and not African-American officer at the age of 86, Paris Davis. Wow. Age of 86. Oh, that's who you're talking about. I'm going to look up Paris Davis. 86. Man. Now they wait until you almost pass. Look at say, they're doing us dirty. Coasty, they doing us dirty, man. And they know, see, what they want to do is divide us as veterans. They want to say, this is what they want to say. Well, if you wasn't in the Army, you don't count. If you wasn't in an airplane, you don't count. If you didn't get this medal, you don't count. If you wasn't in combat, you don't count. If you were in combat, but you in Vietnam, you don't count. If you was in First Death Storm, you don't count. They just picking different things. Then they say, what about the new soul? Well, you too young, you don't count. It's going all over the place. They're doing us dirty. And we got to show them in that voting booth if you vote. Paris was in the Army. If you got information on that, send it to me. How many years y'all waited to get y'all benefits? And like I say, I don't mind people getting compensated, but how you gonna talk dirty, speak dirty on us, and then you quiet when your pockets get lined? They already told me it's gonna give me this $100,000. That's why he doing this. That's why he talking greasy about us. Done. Thank you, Jay Oliver. And I didn't even have to pay Jay Oliver $100,000 for him to send me that information. Oh man, come here. Let me show y'all something. I want to find this here. Give me a second. Remember when they gave Benedict Arnold all that money in those positions, he still wasn't satisfied. I miss them. God, dog. I ain't missing. How in the world I missed that? I know if I'm looking for something, then we're going to close out. Oh, there it is. There it is. So family, now is it all making sense? Tell me if this making sense. Number 10, what we did. Tell me if this makes sense now with all this money being handed out. I had put time out. Y'all must have came to y'all. Look, veteran is a bad word. That's why he don't identify as a veteran. That's why he doesn't identify. Sean Ryan don't identify as a veteran. And that's why the one that they about to get this $100,000. So all of them making, all these guys making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sean Ryan got a job with the CIA. We didn't get no job with no CIA. These are plush positions. Why they knock us down. Boy, I tell you. I'm done for the night, family. Family, we gonna say our final goodbyes. Thank you for joining us. Let us know. Let's say good night. Let's say our final goodbyes. Yeah, y'all got me tonight, fam. So what y'all think about these heroes, though? What y'all think about these heroes? Thank Jay Oliver for joining us tonight. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Coasty, and thank you for the information you sent. Coasty, thank you for giving us the truth in the chat room. Thank you so much. Betty Bobs, thank you for informing me. You and Brother Charles informed me about the story and understand how it affect on me. And I think I said Coasty. Yeah, I said Coasty. Thank you, Brother Coasty. MG Smith, thank you, my brother. Dogface Soldier, as always, thank you for being able, when you're able to come in. Look, we got some veterans that's working and getting a disability and still find it hard to make it. Vin Olive, we want to thank you for coming in tonight. Let me see. Thank you, Vin Olive. Thank you so much. Family, y'all did it. I know this is an off night, but I thank you for showing up. We thank you for being here. We thank you for showing respect. Thank you for understanding why H-Town is so adamant about this. We really appreciate you because we have to get this out. Jay Olive, if I didn't say your name, and MG Smith, thank you for and respect you. Thank you for so much that all of y'all do. Trying to find Benny because Benny was in here early. Thank you, Benny, for the respect, kindness, support, consistency that you show. And Major Boomer, he sent me some information. We're gonna go over it next time, brother, and thank him. He's been real busy. Chaplain Davis has been somewhat under the weather, so pray for him. Because I asked him about Chaplain Davis. So you pray for Chaplain Davis, because they good people. Coasty was the first in, family. So good night to y'all, family. Let's say them good nights. So let's see what we got. MG Smith, H-Town and family, good night. Salute to you. Salute to you. Yes, indeed. Then Charleston say, they think like Social Security disability, it's easy money. Good night, shipmate and family. Well, it'll eventually backfire on them. Because when they don't have connection to other veterans, they're going to get depressed. Money can't make you happy if you don't have support. I got $1 million worth of support from my family. That's why we ain't got time for trolls. Dogface Soldier say, I love you guys. Don't stop exposing these traitors. Yes, part 2. Isn't it good we went over Benedict Arnold? They gave him all kind of kickbacks. Did that stop him from being corrupt and turning against the country? Betty Bob say, because people become entitled. Huh? Betty Bob say, H-Town, thank you so much for your lives and having informative news. Enjoy the rest of your week. You do the same, my sister. As we say, beloved. Betty Bob say, good night, shipmate and the family. Then we have Jay Oliver say, you guys made my night. Stay upbeat, focused, and So just stay upbeat. We're going to be all right, family. We're going to demand what we deserve. You give it to other people, give it to us. We ain't playing with them. They hear us. They watch what's going on online. So thank you, family, for joining us. Thank you for being here. And we appreciate your patience and kindness. And until the next time, family, good night.